Hello and welcome to the Ridiculously Good VA Show with Tracy Daviero. If you are a virtual assistant or want to be one, this is the place to learn the tips and tricks you need to become a ridiculously good VA. I've been a part of the VA industry since 1998, and I'm excited to get to know you and help you build an amazing business. Let's go. Hey there, welcome to another episode of the podcast that teaches you how to be a ridiculously good virtual assistant. Today, we're going to talk about how choosing a niche for your VA business can help explode your success, among other things. Today's quote comes from Andrew Davis, and it is this: "Commit to a niche. Stop trying to be everything to everyone." Even though virtual assistants can technically help a lot of different clients, a lot of things are made easier when you narrow down to a niche. Let's go. If you want to explode your VA business, you have to get focused, not just on the work that you do, but on the marketing side of things too. A lot of virtual assistants don't like the idea of a niche or a target market, but it really is the key to getting lots of great clients with less effort. Let's begin by defining what a niche is. Niche and target market are similar, but they're not interchangeable terms. A target market, which you hear me talk about very often, is a group of people that you choose to focus on, to network with, and to market your business to. Targeting a group of people that have common needs is really smart because it means that you can talk to a group of people instead of talking to people one person at a time. For instance, if you decide that you want to support podcasters, you're going to find large groups of them to spend your time with. Why? Because they all need the same services. It's just smart. So that means when you have a conversation with one of them, it can be heard by many of them. In traditional networking, we talk about connecting one-to-one with people, and that really scares a lot of VAs because it can mean that you do a lot of talking, something that a lot of VAs actually shy away from. But if you're networking with similar people, say in a Facebook group or a networking group, when you answer a question that one of them has, which we recommend that you do daily, you can answer it, and hundreds or more of the same type of business owner are going to see that answer. Like virtual assistants, many business owners don't even speak up in groups. We seem to think that we're the only ones who don't, but there are loads of them that do not. They don't talk about their struggles or their problems, but they will respond to you if somebody else asks the question. Sometimes that's privately, or sometimes as a comment in the conversation. They'll jump in and say, "Oh my gosh, I have been wondering this. I'm really glad to get this information." It's so important to be able to showcase yourself like that. I'm not going to talk about the networking piece of it today. I really want to just talk about the people and the target. In short, target marketing is very, very good. A niche can also be a target market. A niche is a group of people who need the same services as each other. It's definitely the same type of definition as a target market, but a niche can also be the service that you're providing. You can niche down your services so that you're offering something very specific, but you can offer it to different types of business owners. I don't want you to get confused in terms of helping everybody. You're not going to help everybody, and I'll get to that in a little bit. So for your niche, for instance, maybe you offer Pinterest management. You can provide that service for lots of different clients. It's a specialized service offering, though. You don't offer support or management of all social media platforms. You are up-leveling yourself and you're standing out as a Pinterest specialist, right? That is the difference. Why is choosing a niche necessary? Because it helps you become that specialist, whether that means you are a specialist who supports podcasters or you are a Pinterest specialist. And becoming a specialist means that you can market yourself accordingly. You can set your rates higher. You can create content that's very specific to what you do and to what they need. You can work in your brilliance. When you do something over and over and over again, you inevitably get better at it, and you can do what you love. You should really choose a specialty that you really enjoy if it's going to be the only thing that you're doing. And you can build a business that allows you to work when and where you want to, right? Let's stick on the podcast idea for a moment because I'm kind of into podcasting these days, if you hadn't noticed, just to illustrate this whole thing. Here we go. And this is where you probably want to take some notes. if you haven't already. If you offer podcast management, you're going to learn all of the things that you need to know to be a master podcast producer or manager. You don't have to do the production part of it if it's not your jam, but I kind of highly recommend doing it for the list that I'm about to give you. What are the things that people need who create or have podcasts? For a solo podcaster, they need all of the following, okay? Topic research, recording, audio editing, show notes, transcripts, podcast audio storage, podcast uploading and publishing, promotion items creation like blog, audiograms, graphics, and social media, and the marketing of the podcast. For instance, emails, those blog posts again, social media channels, and reporting. Those are very, very standard things. If you go and look up what are podcast services, if you Google that, you're going to find that list many, many places. And you'll see that the people who are providing this service, it is a high level service, and they are providing all of those. They're sort of providing two levels. They're a simple or a basic level, and then everything else, right? You can just have people do the audio part, upload it, get everything going, or you can have them do all of the other things. When I'm a specialist at something, I want to do all of the pieces of it, and I want to make sure that I'm the one who's, getting the money from the client to do it. And if you were talking, so that's for a solo podcast. If you're talking about a podcast that has guests on it, all of the above, right? All the things I just talked about, as well as the following services: guest research and acquisition, setup and management of the booking form or the guest intake form and the details on it, scheduling for the calls to see if somebody's a good fit or for the actual recordings or both, collection of the guest contact info and their pieces, their social media handles, and all of that kind of thing, and their free offers or their whatever their offers are for the episode, and putting that where it needs to go, or putting it in a way that it needs to be distributed or that it can be distributed. Promotional content sharing. So you want to be able to send the promotional pieces back out to that speaker so they can help you promote to their audience. Reminders for them to promote when it airs, and then any follow-up is necessary. All of those kinds of things. But those extra pieces are added on services whenever somebody is doing interview podcast episodes as opposed to just the solo ones. So you get the idea, right? There are so many tasks that go along with every single episode of a podcast, and a lot of podcasters do weekly episodes. So how does this help you? You're the one who sets the deadlines. I'm going to say that again. You are the one that sets the deadlines for when you need the pieces to do the work. And you often set them far in advance, at least a couple of weeks and sometimes even more. Then you can set up your schedule any way you like to complete the work that you're going to do. It's one of those services that doesn't keep you chained to your computer 9 to 5, right? And that is the first mark of specializing your services. If you do not need to sit in front of your computer all day long because you need to respond to clients or your clients' clients, that is the mark of a specialist. And you can even do another service you could even add on is podcast setups, getting somebody started with it, which includes a ton more tasks that are one-off projects. So there's a full service business that you can provide. And like I said, go and Google podcast services, podcast management services, and you're going to see what people are doing. I'm not telling you to be a podcast manager, but what I'm saying is it's a really clear way to describe what choosing a niche is all about, right? You see how it works. Podcasting is definitely not the only niche that allows you to build your business in this way. What you need to do is you need to find the clients that need ongoing high-level services like these, and you can pick that niche. Now let's get back for a moment to Andrew Davis's quote: "Commit to a niche, stop trying to be everything to everyone." This is so common for virtual assistants, never wanting to say no, and then they end up doing things that they don't really want to be doing. And some VAs actually think that they're supposed to do whatever a client asks them to, simply because that's the nature of our experience. I remember in my admin days many, many moons ago, many, many years ago, coming back to my desk and checking my inbox. And I mean, literally, the box that was on my desk, that was the inbox, to see what needed doing next. And over the years, of course, this physical inbox moved to an email inbox. And now it has even moved further into like a project management system as well. But if you allow your clients to add projects and tasks and deadlines to your project management system, you are acting like their employee. And I hope that's not news to you, but I hope it does make you stop and realize that you're not giving yourself the credit that you need as a business owner, that you deserve as a business owner. You can definitely let your clients add tasks if you want to. If you actually find a client that likes to log into the project management system, I think you're leaps and bounds uh, far ahead of many VAs. My clients never wanted to do it. It can be a good thing, but they don't get to set the deadlines and they don't get to set the lead times. Okay. Remember always that you are an administrative specialist. Whether you call yourself that or not, you need to act like one. And it's a bit of a mindset shift. You are an assistant, but you are a specialist. You are the one who is running a business that provides administrative support, right? So the client requests the work. You can accept it or turn it down. You do not need to do everything that they ask you to do. It's not that they don't get to decide. And they can tell you when they need it by, but you can also accept that or turn it down. So the way to get around this is simply to ensure that your client is really aware of the lead times involved with every task that you're going to do for them. And those may differ. Those should differ from task to task, as a matter of fact, as well as what they need to provide you and when you will turn the work around. I've told you before about my client who I told I need 24 hours notice for any work that you need me to do. And she would consistently send me an email, say on a Wednesday at 11 a.m., and tell me that she needed the thing back by Thursday at 11 a.m. or the email to go out at Thursday at 11 a.m. It was exactly 24 hours. She's like, oh, if I send you this now, this is when I need it by. And that's not quite how it works. And that's on me for not explaining it well enough and holding the boundaries in place. But that's what you need to do. You need to be really, really clear with your clients and think about any specialist that you have ever worked with. That's what they do, right? One of the biggest issues of working with multiple clients is that we try to turn things around much too quickly. And that can become unsustainable when we get more and more clients. And it doesn't matter at what stage of your business you're at, if you are turning things around too quickly, it's not going to be something you're going to be able to continue doing when you get really, really busy. And what do? We want you to get really, really busy, right? We want you to be working with lots of people, making lots of money, but helping a lot of people wherever your focus is. That's what we want you to be doing. And so this big struggle of working with multiple clients is alleviated by having those longer lead times. And they know that you are being a specialist, you're not acting like an employee. You have to get comfortable with talking about things like that and with working with those kinds of things daily. So getting back to the podcast niche, excuse me, you can tell your client that to get a podcast published for March 1st, say, you need the content recorded by February 15th. And you can help them with all of those pieces to get that February 15th deadline cleared. And then you have that huge list of things to do in 2 weeks, right? You're giving yourself 2 weeks lead time to get it done, but you then decide when you're going to do something. Or if you have team members who are helping you do things, then you are going to impose on their schedule too, and you're going to have enough time to get it done. A lot of podcasts do not need to be, they're not live. They do not need to be done the day of. And so a lot of podcasters actually record all of their episodes in 1 week of the month, and then the team takes over from there, and it makes things easier for the client as well, right? So you get to decide when you do the huge list of things, like I said. They can be done whenever you want because you're allowing yourself enough and your team enough time to do them. I still work regular business hours, but I don't want someone giving me 24 hours notice to get their podcast done, even if it doesn't take me that long to get it done. I'm working as a specialist, so I am in demand and I need more lead time to get everybody's work done. So, do you see why choosing a niche is necessary? It helps you build a business that can give you the lifestyle of your choosing. If you want more time with your kids, if you want more money, if you want to build a team, if you want to work from anywhere or just travel there, whatever you want. It pays to be a specialist. It pays to pick a niche. And it's easy too. You just need to choose. When you're deciding who to work with or what services to offer, you can start with who you want to work with or the industry that they work with or in. You can start with the services you want to do every day. The services are the important part for your lifestyle, of course. Do some research to see what kinds of clients need great VAs and what services they need that you can provide. And then you just have to pick. It really is that easy. Now, the last piece is something that I have to constantly talk to VAs about. It's about working only with the clients you choose as your niche or target. One of the biggest reasons that VAs don't want to niche down is that they think they're going to be turning down clients who want to work with them. And yes, you will. But when you're marketing to and networking with the right clients for you, that won't matter anymore. You'll have so many clients, as many as you want, actually, and they'll be really great clients, the ones that you want to work with. They're going to be desperate to work with you and they will want to pay you. When you stay in the poverty mindset, that's where you are when you don't want to do what you need to do just in case someone else needs you. You're only making things more difficult for yourself. You have to go to where the clients are that you want to work with. Never mind the other ones. There are plenty of VAs who are going to help them. It's not your responsibility. You are building a business, and you're going to be too busy building that amazing business and living your amazing lifestyle for real. Stop trying to be everything to everyone. It simply does not work. Be the best to a select group who needs you and wants you. This is exactly what I help VAs do. As a VA coach and trainer, I help you find those services, create that marketing message, find the groups of people, talk to them, and sign those clients. I'll help you get clarity around it all and cheer you on as you walk through all of the steps to do it. I have helped hundreds of VAs through their challenges and got them onto their way to growing their business to the lifestyle that they dream of, and I would love to do the same thing for you. You can work with me privately, or you can join the Virtual Circle, my very affordable mastermind group for virtual assistants. Check it out at yourvamentor.com/TVC, as in the virtual circle. I bet it's exactly what you need to start running the VA business that you dreamed of. Reach out to me if you're interested in starting your journey today. That's all I've got for you this week. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Ridiculously Good VA Show. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. For more great resources for your VA business, visit my website at yourvamentor.com. I'll see you back here next time.